that's what he tells me.
At this time, I'd like to call to order the September 7th, 2016 meeting of the South Union Township Board of Supervisors. Please stand for opening prayer followed by pledge of allegiance.
Can we kneel or sit? Her name's Kaepernick.
Yes, stand. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I hope it gets cut.
It's not going to happen.
The only reason he's not never cutting is because he's guaranteed $18 million.
He gets, they have to trade him.
Well, who's going to buy
That's
him?
the problem. Yeah, right, because that contract.
I think we can get him right in the township. I'd love to put him to work.
Hey, if you guys don't mind, I'd like to continue.
Oh, I'm sorry.
On the roll call, Mr. Vernon,
Here.
Mr. Schiffbauer,
Here.
Mr. Scott here. Number 5, the Roadmaster's Report for the month of August. In the month of August, we ran the sweeper truck 7 days. We mowed along the roads with our tractor 10 days. We hauled compost 14 days. We're still getting a lot of compost, so we're trying to cut down, and we will have our code officer. It's going to be sitting out at the compost site to enforce the 3-inch limbs, and it has to be South Union Township to dump out at our site. We patched various locations in the township during the month of August. We did 2 large patches, one in Craig Meadows and one in Revere. We installed the plaque out at Frank Hauser Park at the intersection of Hopwood Fairchance Road and Route 40. Mr. Schiffbauer will probably enlighten us on that. We also installed a roof at Hutchison Pavilion number 4. We put a metal roof on. We painted stop, and some of the guardrails, we're still working on that, but most of the stop we did get painted. I think we're complete on that. We also started our portion of the sheepskin trail. Mr. Schiffbauer also enlightened us on that. And we installed a pump, the second pump that I've been talking about, Route 21 pump station. And also I'd like to give an update. We're getting some calls. Columbia Gas put in the newspaper last week that they are going to replace some lines on Derrick Avenue and Morgantown Road. I called the gas company today. The project is supposed to start on Derrick Avenue tomorrow, which is September 8th, 2016. From what I'm being told, he said to call back next month. I'll be able to give you a better timeline, but the project is supposed to last 90 days. They hope to have everything complete, paving and restoration, by the end of the year. But like I said, in the October meeting, I should be able to give you a better update. And we did have some calls about O'Connell. We had 2 or 3 calls about O'Connell Avenue. So I asked him while I had him on the phone, and they're only going down O'Connell Avenue from the top, only 200 feet down O'Connell. So nothing on the bottom of O'Connell will be dug. It's mainly on Derrick Avenue. Do you gentlemen have anything to add?
I'm all covered.
Number 6, the code enforcement report. Mr. Vernon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The August code enforcement report is as follows. We had 8 letters went out for property repairs, 2 for junk vehicles, 4 for dog complaints, 4 burning complaints. Again, we burn from 8 to 5 on Saturdays. It must be a controlled fire, but someone has to be there at all times watching it. It must be out by 5 o'clock. High grass and weeds, we had 14 of them. Again, if 10 inches or over, we have to send you a letter, then we have to cite you if you don't cut your grass. I think we're cutting about 10 yards right now. The township is cutting and leaning the properties at this time. We did made 1 property unsafe for human occupancy. We had 4 quality complaints. Bless you. We had 9 citations issued by our zoning officer and 2 zoning violations. We had 11 fire lane tickets given out and 2 handicaps. Our full-time officers, they work, two of them work 7 to 3:30 daily, Monday through Friday. They travel 2,012 miles throughout the township. And our part-time officers who work on evenings and on weekends travel 2,217 miles for a total of 4,229 miles of travel throughout the township the month of August, trying to help our state police. They see anything, contact them as soon as possible. They're the eyes for the police at this time. That covers my report. Anything else you want to add?
No, sir. Mr. Schiffbauer?
No, nothing.
Number 7, Chair entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
I'll move.
I have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second the motion.
Motion and proper second on the roll call. Mr. Vernon?
Yes.
Mr. Schiffbauer?
Yes.
Mr. Scott, yes. Motion carries. Number 8, does anyone have any comments on the agenda items for today? No? Number 9 is the sewage department report. During the month of August, we did complete our audit. We had an audit done for the previous year, and the audit all checked out. We got a couple little recommendations, but other than that, everything checked out. We installed pump number 2, as I mentioned in the work orders, and pump number 2 became operational 8/19, so that completes the pump station. We got both pumps up and running. I didn't get a report on the electric, but we're going to let it run another month, and I'll be able to give you another report on the adjustment on the electric. Like I said last month, we saved almost $500, I think it was, on the electric just alone. So I think once we get everything up and running, it's definitely going to be a huge savings. We had second quarter EDUs reported. That's how we pay our bill to the Greater Uniontown Sewage Authority. We had no adjustment on the bill. We had 4 sewage taps that we did in the month of August. We had 141 one calls, 10 service calls. We did have 1 discharge up on Route 40 in front of Dairy Queen, and that since has been repaired by State Pipe. Came in and repaired a lateral that was damaged, and that's. We also rehabbed a manhole on Route 40. We have about a dozen manholes, I would say, that are requiring from our pump station at Jennings Run, which I didn't know this, I learned something. But when it discharges into the manholes, it puts a gas off. Maybe you can, I'm not sure what he told me the gas was, but it eats the concrete. So the manholes that are all on Route 40 are all deteriorating. So we did have one of them rehabbed by State Pipe, and I was really impressed by the rehab. We're going to let it go for, I'm going to try 6 months, and if it holds up and seems to be, it's definitely going to be a savings. It's probably, I would say, 1/10 of what it would cost to replace the manhole to rehab it. So hopefully that holds up and we can get that in place in early spring. That completes my sewage report for the month of August. Do you have anything to add, gentlemen? No.
Nothing.
If I may, as your representative to the Greater Joint Sewage Authority, next month, the Greater Joint Sewage Authority will be voting on the reimbursement for the overpayments that each municipality made during 2015.
Right.
I suspect it's going to be somewhere in the $80,000 range, plus or minus a little bit, back to South Union Township.
Yeah. And was that a result of just, do you know why the overage occurred? Was it?
It was, every year they estimate what the operational costs are going to be, and they bill each municipality accordingly based on EDUs, and, you know, they didn't spend the money. It was
Right.
approximately $200 and some thousand, and it'll be split 3 ways back to each municipality. So.
Thank you. It's always good news when we get money back. Item number 10, Sheepskin Trail and Fort Gaddis update. Mr. Schiffbauer.
Yeah, just Jason mentioned earlier about the Sheepskin Trail getting started. We've pretty much cleared all the hurdles as far as requirements from DEP and DCNR. We were concerned very much because of DEP wanting us to go through a full-fledged MPDS permit, which would have taken months and probably wouldn't have really got started on the project until the latter part of this year. But we've been communicating with the agency, the DCNR, that administers the grant, and we're in good shape. We're going to start clearing some of the brush, and as soon as we hear from the local soil conservation office on the issuance of the MPDS permit, we actually, at that time, could get started on moving some dirt. So from all indications and taking a closer look at the trail and mapping out the final course of it, I think, I'm not saying we're going to be completed by the end of the year with the trail, but we will have a sizable portion of the trail pretty much completed. We have plenty of time actually in our application. We have until, I think, December 30th of 2019. But I can assure the public that we'll be finished with the trail a long time before that. We're also looking in assessing and reassessing our priorities as far as trails go. We're in contact with the DCNR office that handles the Colo picnic area. And I think I mentioned in our last meeting, we would like to possibly connect the Lake Hollow picnic park area with the Hutchison Community Park where the Sheepskin Trail ends. So that way it could possibly add another mile and a half, well, probably another 2 more miles to our Sheepskin Trail. Then we go from Hutchison Park through the local community there in Hopwood up into the Colo Park. That would be a nice addition. And then maybe sometime much further down the road, we would be looking at the Fort Gaddis Spur. But that's going to take quite some time before we get to that point. But we're in good shape and ready to get to work on the trail full-fledged.
Thank you, Mr. Shipper. Do you have anything to add, Mr. Byrne?
No.
Number 11 is approved request of Med Express for a reduction in the number of required parking spaces from 443 spaces to 328 spaces, supported by a parking analysis per ordinance number 203. Yesterday at the Planning Commission, they proposed a company named MDM did a parking lot analysis. This is at the Gabe's Plaza where Dunkin' Donuts and Med Express are now. Med Express is going to come out of the plaza and build a building next to Dunkin' Donuts. And when they applied for their permit initially, it was brought to our attention that there weren't enough parking spaces to accommodate the building. And as per our ordinance, parking analysis needed to take place. So they hired this firm to do the parking analysis, and in short term, MDE found that there are adequate spaces. They're going to end up with, like I said, I think there's actually 53 more stalls than they need. So after their study, they said that, they feel that it's sufficient. It's a long, detailed study where they said, like on a Friday evening, that it's required 230 spaces, so they still have 53 extra. And I don't know if you know anything about.
Yeah, we reviewed the study and looked at it. It was based on the recommendation. The current occupant load doesn't meet the standards of the zoning ordinance in South Union Township, and part of the remedy is that they do a specific study for their site based on their use, not just the general uses as indicated in the zoning ordinance, as to what the needs are on that site. And based on their study, their needs analysis shows that they have sufficient space, and at peak times they have more than enough spaces for Med Express to build a new 7,200 square foot facility, standalone facility, and move out of the plaza, and then somebody else reoccupy the plaza space and still have enough spaces. So.
Yeah, we followed this procedure before with
Yes.
other developers, and there's a number of variables that would allow us to vary from our general requirements under the ordinance.
Yes.
And after doing a little bit of research and talking with Mr. Over, our ordinance was October 1st, 1974. And if you look at other municipalities our size, and even bigger than us. Instead of requiring one parking space for every 200 square feet of floor, it's usually double that. It's usually one for every 400 square feet. So that's another thing that I've been bringing up, we've all been talking about, and we're actually in the process getting closer to adopting new ordinances for the township that are, a little up to date than October 1st, 1970.
We did amend it though, didn't we? We did amend it a few years
Yeah,
ago.
you have amended the ordinance to allow for specifically this.
Yeah.
Right. So before, this wasn't in there to occur, so. But the planning commission did recommend to approve it, and at this time, I would entertain a motion to approve the request from Med Express for a reduction in the number of required parking spaces from 443 spaces to 328 spaces, supported by a parking analysis per ordinance number 2-03.
I'll move to approve it.
Do I have a motion? Do we have a second?
I'll second Mr. Vernon's motion.
Motion and a proper second on a roll call. Mr. Vernon?
Yes.
Mr. Schiffbauer?
Yes.
Mr. Scott, yes. Motion carries. Number 12, recycling, Goodwill Industries. Mr. Schiffbauer?
Yes, we've had several meetings over the last 3 or 4 months with Goodwill. And as you know, Goodwill does conduct and carry out our recycling program, which has been mandated as far back as 1991 from the Recycling Act. We work in unison with North Union Township. The program was developed with both municipalities, and initially we had a very high rate of success and participation with the program. And unfortunately, it's become aware to us that Goodwill's operating budget has continued to increase over the years, and that has put a very much of a strain on Goodwill. And I know Goodwill's also been talking with the county. We've been talking with the county as well, particularly Mr. Vacides, who was very instrumental way back when he was initially county commissioner in establishing the recycling program from the county's end. There's been some talk, and I hate to mention this, that Goodwill, one of their options is actually to close down their operation here in Fayette County. I don't think we could do that because we would still be required under Act 101 to do our own recycling program, even if Goodwill would be going out of business. That would really place an undue amount of additional work and requirement that Goodwill very properly handles now. As I said, we've met with them. They've outlined, they've defined the problems that they're facing with, the financial end of it. Another thing too, in addition to the regular standard increases in their operating costs, the amount of materials that was initially collected when we started the program has dropped off considerably, which means a lack of participation by our residents, both in South Union and North Union Township, especially the figures that we saw for South Union Township. I was very disappointed to see how the participation rate has really dropped. What it relates to Goodwill, these materials, they take them and they sell them, and they use that to pay for their operation. And it's behooving upon us that both municipalities, we make an extended effort to try to enlighten our residents and encourage them to once again step up to the plate and participate as they did in the past. We're going to be requesting from DEP monies to conduct a re-education process or program of which we will spell out in definition how important it is to recycle and how important it is to bring our numbers up so we can continue to keep Goodwill working for our township and for the county. We cannot afford to lose them. We're waiting to receive a proposal from Goodwill that further outlines their needs, and the Township Board of Supervisors, both South Union, North Union, and also City of Uniontown just spoke to with Goodwill because they conduct their recycling program as well. They're mandated as South Union and North Union Township are. So we're going to be continuing to working with Goodwill and do whatever it takes, whatever is necessary to make our program more successful than what it has been lately, and also to keep goodwill in business. As I said, we cannot afford to lose goodwill. And not only do they provide this service, you have to keep in mind that Goodwill employs, I think, close to 30 handicapped people who it's very important to their life that they be able to have a job, and without Goodwill, they place this group of people in a very precarious position. So we will be keeping you up to date as things progress. And we just want to turn the switch on for our people, let them know to get out there and participate with our recycling program. But we'll be back in touch with you. You'll be receiving additional education materials in the mail, whether it be the mail, the TV, newspaper, but we are going to mount a program, and I'm sure that our people will do what is necessary to get those numbers back up.
Thank you, Mr. Schiffmeyer. You have anything, Mr. Byrne?
Yes.
I'd just like to say that today was a recycling day in my neighborhood, and I knew that we were talking about this today, so I counted, and there's roughly 60 homes in my neighborhood, and there were 19 homes that had recycling out. So it's definitely, the numbers that they're saying are correct. And I did tour the site down by 84 Lumber, behind 84 Lumber, right after we talked to them, and their equipment is shoddy at best, and what they're working with down there. And they did show me their trucks that they're running, and they definitely are having financial issues. There's no doubt about it. So definitely try to recycle. I did put a couple of things on Facebook about recycling. So the information's on our South Union Township page on Facebook. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to either message me through Facebook or call. Thank you. Number 13 is update on the Route 21 project. I did talk to PennDOT today about a couple issues that we have up there. Daniel Drive, there's an island that used to have some trees in the middle of it, and the new island that they put in does not have any, and it's all concrete, but they stopped right at the edge of their work. So half of it does and half of it doesn't. So that's one of the issues that I was talking to PennDOT about. I did ask them about Dixon Boulevard, and it's still on schedule to open at the latest September, at the earliest he said September 17th, the latest September 19th. So it should be open. He said they're on schedule. And I did have a couple issues with some properties down on what used to be Cherry Tree, used to be College Avenue, and now it's Cherry Tree. There's some residents that are concerned about the property that PennDOT took and didn't use. And so there's some property on the edges. So I'm still doing research. I will get back to them. I did call PennDOT, ask them what the plans are, but I have not received a call back. Mr. Schiffmeyer, you have anything on?
Yeah, I talked to Mr. Beaumarriage out at the PennDOT office. I forget his exact title, but he's pretty well up there in the chain of command. And part of the conversation dealt with the 21 project, and as we know, it certainly has caused a lot of inconvenience for the motorists in that area, and also it's taken its toll on the businesses. And unfortunately, this project has gone way beyond its deadline. And here not too long ago, they were looking at the project not being completed until the spring or early summer of next year. But some good news, we've been hearing it. Mr. Beaumarriage has confirmed it in today's conversation that the project has really been moving quite quickly, catching up with a lot of time that they've lost. And they are looking with the possibility of the project being completed before the end of the year, right prior to December, which would be good news. And the one problem I hope our legislators and PennDOT would address in the future is the lack of responsiveness by the utility companies, especially Verizon. Verizon seems to have a reputation or an attitude that they operate within their own world, and there's no doubt if they would have responded in a manner which they should have by moving their poles into new right-of-ways, that this project was probably completed some time ago. And there's no excuse for it. It's an attitude that has to be addressed and changed by the PUC. Unfortunately, PUC has dropped the ball. It's not the first time it's happened. It seems to be a common occurrence with every major road project involving the utilities, especially Verizon. But with the progress that's been made in the last 2 or 3 months, if anybody's been out in that area, they can see at firsthand how much progress has been made, and hopefully they'll make that deadline before the end of the year.
It's definitely going to be nice once it's done. Mr. Vernon, you have anything?
No.
Number 14, at this time I'd like to announce the Fayette County Hard to Recycle Drop-Off event will be held Saturday, September 17th at Wharton Township Municipal Building. I think the last one they had was in May. It was very successful. I remember calling afterwards just to see how much participation they had. They wanted me to emphasize again, and I did in May, that TVs are not being accepted. They cannot take TVs at this time. They didn't direct me to where you can take TVs or what you can do with them. I'm not sure if the garbage will take them. I don't know. I didn't have time to call to check,
The
but
garbage is going to.
I didn't think. I mean, they wouldn't before, but I don't know if they changed it. But I really couldn't find an answer on what you're supposed to do with an old TV.
I'll provide you a list of vendors that will accept
Okay.
TVs locally. here,
Yeah,
so-
I was asking today because I just got this, and I was trying to find ones I saw that they weren't taking TV. And I guess the last one they had a lot of TVs brought to the site. And they had
There's
to turn
actually
them
a
away.
list on the DEP's website, but I'll provide. you
Okay,
this.
and maybe I'll put that on Facebook
Yeah.
if we can find that. But at this event, I mean, they are taking used motor oil of any kind, diesel fuel, kerosene, anything like that, and you have to take that directly to the Goodwill Recycling Center I was talking about at 5 Romeo Lane in Uniontown. The other items will be at Wharton Township Municipal Building on September 17th. They'll have someone there collecting tires. It's $1.50 per passenger tire to get rid of a tire. $8 for a truck tire. They're also taking large appliances, hot water tanks, stoves, refrigerators. Freon technicians will be there to take out the Freon, the refrigerators. Old electronic equipment, computers, radios, small electronics, cell phones, stuff like that are $1. But it's a nice event, and I will put it on Facebook the week of the 17th. I'll put a couple of reminders on there. If anyone would have any questions, they can call down here to the office. Do you have anything to add, gentlemen? Number 15, comments from the public. There's not much public today. Nothing? Okay. Number 16, financial statement. Mr. Treasurer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Financial statement ending August the 31st. Our general fund checking account, we have $443,146.19. Our general fund investment account, we have $55,024.19. I think we took over $500,000 and we took out of that account for paving this summer.
Yeah, I'm paying the project.
State fund, we have $247,736.88. Hydrant fund, we have $9,111.65. Our athletic fund, $1,509.37. And our North Union South Union Intergovernmental Board Fund, $21,706.44 for a total road department fund of $778,234.72. In our sewage fund, we have $1,976,804.86. That's my report for the financial statement.
Thank you, Mr. Treasurer. Do you have any corrections, Mr. Schipper?
No.
Thank you. Number 17, Chair will entertain a motion to pay all current bills. Mr. Secretary.
I'd like to make to pay the following current bills. The North Union South Union Intergovernmental Fund, $5,350. State Fund, $14,959.53. The Hydrant Fund, $1,165.67. Athletic Fund, here I thought I was going to be able to do this without my glasses, but I guess my vision's not getting any better. $58.63. Sewage fund, $163,912.12, and the general fund, $379,428.40.
I'll second
We have a
Mr. Schiff's
motion.
motion.
We have a proper second on the roll call. Mr. Schiffbauer?
Yes.
Mr. Vernon?
Yes.
Mr. Scott, yes. Motion carries. Number 18, Mr. Solicitor, do you have anything you'd like to add today?
I have nothing to add. Does anyone have any questions?
No, sir.
I do have, how about our engineer? Do you have any
What's going on
updates?
here, but we can get an
Yeah.
engineer report.
Yeah, let's put that on the phone. Any updates coming?
Anything coming, Mr. Engineer, that you know of? Anything new and exciting?
There, of course, have been some phone calls in the office, nothing that can be made public at this time, but there is some movement on both fronts relative to some properties on 21 and on 40. So
Anything with the Kmart building, because we get calls here every day wanting to know what they're gonna do with the Kmart building.
nothing public
That's
is
what
going
I,
to be announced.
yeah, that's what I
But there has been some interest.
There's been a lot of interest in the building, just nothing public.
And one thing you might be able to divulge, does Chili's have an opening day plan?
Chili's is diligently working forward. The final building inspection is they're asking for a couple weeks for a final building inspection. So that doesn't mean they're going to open in a couple weeks, but I suspect that their grand opening will be sometime around October or mid-October.
That's what he told me. I stopped there the other day just to see, and he said he's shooting for October 15th would be a good solid day, he said. So, all right, anything else anyone would like to add? Chair to entertain a motion to adjourn at 4:32 p.m.
I'll move, Mr. Chairman, to adjourn.
We have a motion, we have a second.
I'll second the motion.
Motion proper second on roll call. Mr. Vernon?
Yes.
Mr. Schiffbauer?
Yes.
Mr. Scott? Meeting is adjourned.
Will you with us?
I'll hold down the fort.